This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. Welcome to the More Than Conquerors Life Center Sunday School with Sister Tracy. The lesson title, Hezekiah Rallies Judah's Army. The lesson text can be found in 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verses 1 through 8. The lesson aim, when our situation seems impossible, we can trust in the Lord and seek His help through prayer. The time, 701 BC. The place, Jerusalem. After these things and the establishment thereof, Sennacherib king of Assyria came and entered into Judah, and encamped against the fenced cities, and thought to win them for himself. And when Hezekiah saw that Sennacherib was come, and that he was purposed to fight against Jerusalem, he took counsel with his princes and his mighty men to stop the waters of the fountains which were without the city, and they did help him. So there was gathered much people together, who stopped all the fountains and the brook that ran through the midst of the land, saying, Why should the kings of Assyria come and find much water? Also he strengthened himself, and built up all the wall that was broken, and raised it up to the towers, and another wall without, and repaired Millo in the city of David, and made darts and shields in the abundance. And he set captains of war over the people, and gathered them together to him in the street of the gate of the city, and spake comfortably to them, saying, Be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him, for there be more with us than with him. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us, and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah king of Judah. The lesson discussion, Hezekiah's response, encouragement, and victory. In today's lesson, you'll find that King Hezekiah of Judah was a godly king. He trusted God, and he got everything back in order spiritually in the kingdom by putting laws into practice, so people would stop their idol worship. Sometimes when we are in a good spiritual position or doing all the right things, we assume we shouldn't have problems in life. We sometimes think if we're faithful to God, that it will exclude us from storms in life or problems. However, it's not true. Have you ever heard of the song, Have You Been Tried in the Fire? Well, real gold must be tested with fire. That is the way impurities are removed. And likewise, our faith is tested through trials and tribulations, or those tough moments that knock on each and every human being's door. Our response to problems, or should I say a positive response, makes us better than we were before. Now in the text, Hezekiah discovered that King Sennacherib's army was preparing to attack his kingdom. So his response to this, like ours should be when facing trouble, should be to turn to prayer. So that's what King Hezekiah did. First he prayed. And the more we practice praying and going to God with our problems, the better we will become at it. We must trust God daily, not once a week or once a month or just when our problems arise, but daily. So the next thing, or his next response, was he cut off the water supply. He prepared weapons and strengthened the city walls. Then he encouraged the people by saying to them, Be strong and courageous. He assured the people that King Sennacherib indeed had an immense army of flesh, but he said, with us, the Lord our God stands to help us. Be careful to remember this. Being strong and courageous has everything to do with giving the problem that you have to God and trusting that He will work out whatever your situation is, just like King Hezekiah did. And because King Hezekiah understood his place versus God's, he was clear that God won the battle for him and Jerusalem. Matthew 19:26 states, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." So the more we focus on the fact that all of the impossible tasks that are presented before us by way of our trials and tribulations or the problems that we're presented with, the more we understand that all of those impossible tasks should be handed over to God, and not just the things that seem like the largest problems, but once we begin to understand daily that no matter even how small the problem appears, we need to understand that it may be a problem for us, but nothing is a problem, and for God, or nothing is too small. Any problems that we have, the scripture says, take everything to God in prayer. So even if it's a tiny problem for you, or a large one, or a medium-sized one, whatever it is, no matter what size the problem is, take it to God, because even the small problems we clearly can't or aren't capable of handling. So take it all to God and give it to Him, and watch the power of God work in action for you. So He loves it when we come to Him in prayer, and pretty much whether it's a small problem or a large problem, completing the task of solving the problem is usually difficult for us, whether it's small, medium, or large. So give it all to God and watch Him work for you. So definitely the things that are impossible with human beings, with men in life, are never impossible for God. All things are possible with God. So when you know that you're on His team, it makes everything all right in our lives. We just have to trust Him. So thank you so much for joining the More Than Conquerors Life Center Sunday School. God bless you. And again, congratulations to the graduates, Leroy and India. Blessings on your high school journey. We're praying for you. We're praying for each of you. Jalen, Victoria, Skylar, Jermaine, Zanaya, Leroy, Timothy, Nevaeh, Grant, Faith, CJ, Noel, Taylor, Tyler, DeMarco, Erica, Moya, Grace, India, and our guests, Anthony, Summer, Azaria, Anthony, and Jaden. And in our collegiate corner, blessings on each of your endeavors, Selena, India, and Gabby. I love each one of you. Let's continue to pray for one another. Have a super blessed rest of the summer. Tell your parents that you love them. God bless you.